Lodge. Today's lesson is Mojo pork tacos. Mojo pork is a Cuban dish where you marinate the pork, in this case a pork shoulder, in some citrus. It's typically done with sour oranges. They're really hard to find here, so I'm going to use orange and lime, lots of garlic and cumin and oregano. We're going to rub it, we're going to make a marinade, and then we're going to let it sit overnight, and then we're going to slow roast it. In Cuba, it's typically served then over white rice with black beans. It's just a meat and bean and rice dish, but we're actually going to turn it into some tacos and have some fun with it. Okay, we got the cousins coming over for dinner tomorrow night, and so these pork tacos are going to be awesome. We'll start with this pork shoulder. This is about half of that package that was there in the intro. It is about 7 to 8 pounds. The whole package is 15.2 pounds. We'll save the other half of the pork shoulder for something else, maybe some barbecue pulled pork or something like that. We've got some salt, some garlic, oregano, smoked paprika, cumin, and pepper. That's the dry rub that we're going to make and rub the whole piece of pork with. Then we're going to make a wet marinade using olive oil, orange juice, and lime juice. I like to put a little bit of mustard in mine. Brings just a little bit of zip and zing to the whole thing. Maybe not always a traditional ingredient in Mojo, but I like it in ours. Use some fresh cilantro for some brightness, and then of course just a little bit of garlic that we're gonna mince up. Here's everything ready to go for steps 1 and step 2 of making our pork taste great. Got all the dry ingredients measured and ready to go. We'll make the rub for the pork. Then we've got the wet marinade ingredients. I've chopped the cilantro, minced the garlic, zested the orange, and measured out everything else. And we'll make the marinade, rub it all, throw it in the fridge. I've got one big giant 2 or 3 gallon zip closed bag here. We're gonna put the pork in there, dump all the rest of the spices into, and then we'll pour the marinade over there, massage it around a little bit, and we'll throw it all in the fridge. Ah, Haley. There we go, ready for resting in the fridge. At least a couple of hours. Overnight is even better. It is early the next morning. This has been in the fridge overnight, and I've let it sit at room temperature for about an hour just to warm it up a little bit. We are going to turn it all out, put it all back in the bag, out of the bag, into the pan, pour all the marinade over the top, cover it with foil, and we'll let it cook at 275 for probably, I'll check it at 5 hours, might be 5.5. When it starts to get a little bit tender, and then we'll take the foil off, turn the oven up, and then let it brown really nicely so we get the outside kind of a little bit of that brownness and crunchiness that we want. And then we can pull it out, and I'll show you how to shred it. All ready for the oven. Oh wow, that smells great. You can see our pork shoulder is done cooking. I can pull it apart really easily. It's nice and soft and tender. I'm gonna transfer it over here. I'm gonna let it rest for just about 15-20 minutes, and then I'm gonna pull it apart. See how soft that is? Oh man, that's gonna eat so well. That's beautiful. Whoop! And a little messy. We're gonna save these drippings and we're gonna pour some of them back over this. Give it lots of great flavor. Cover this with the foil. Let it rest. Okay, our pork is rested, and we're just gonna pull it apart using 2 forks, just shredding it, just like this. You might find some big pieces of kind of fatty stuff still left in there, and it's okay to just pull that off to the side. We'll get rid of that. I've got all my pork just shredded up beautifully. I'm gonna put just a little bit of this sauce on the top. Just let all that flavor kind of really go back into the meat. Just adds juiciness, all that orange and lime flavor. Don't want to use it all. You don't want it to be soupy, but you sure don't want it to dry out. You want to give it some nice flavor. That's probably enough. So then I've got some corn tortillas, and to make a taco, I've got some shredded iceberg lettuce for crunch. I like the iceberg because it is just nice and crunchy. You could probably use cabbage too if you wanted to. Some cilantro leaves, little fresh jalapeno, some sliced onion, and then I made the lime and mayo for that lime mayo crema. You take a taco, fill it up, put whatever ingredients you want on there. You are ready to go. Thanks for tuning in to Cooking at Nanuk Lodge and learning all about my version of Mojo pork tacos.